friends and everyone else, including family and all that. This video is going to be about my animal encounters in Sweden because there have been many and they have been fantastic. I was thinking about doing it in chronological order, but then I was like, I don't know, because sometimes the brain doesn't connect things like that. It's all about the feeling sometimes. So I'm just gonna run with it and see how it goes. So the first animal encounter of significance that I would like to share would be, I saw a cat on a train. So we were at T Centrale, Train Central is basically what it is, and I saw this lady and this younger lady, girl, person get on the train, and the older lady was holding a cat cage, and I thought to myself, I need to go and take a look at that because I have a sneaking suspicion that there might be a cat in there. And so then when we went to the next station and we were about to get off the train, snuck over. I went over to the cat cage and I leaned down and I had a good look, and it was just your normal sort of house cat, but it was on a train. And as soon as I saw that, I thought to myself, these are my people. This is where I want to be. And then it's only gotten better from there. So the next animal encounter is we were driving back from Hudiksvall. Actually, it might have been Sundsvall. Probably Sundsvall, I think. Yeah. And we were just driving along, and it's nighttime because it's pretty much always nighttime in winter. And then I saw this big bushy tail going into the wooded area, and I was like, my goodness, is that a fox? And then Alex's brother said, why yes, Jasmine, I do believe it is a fox. And so that's the first fox that I've seen, and just running along, minding its own business, not eating any chickens or anything, just, yeah, it was pretty much like a cat, except that it had a really, really bushy tail, and it was, I think it might have been ginger, but then it's dark, so I'm thinking that my mind's just putting that in. Okay, so the next thing is that I went to some Alex's brother's house, half-brother's house. The families in Sweden are quite big, so it's hard to keep track of it all, but I went to somebody's house. These two cats that were so big. They were and it was so wonderful. And the littlest kidling tried to pick up the coat, and he couldn't lift it because it was 13 kgs, and the little cat's feet were dragging along the ground as the little child tried to pick it up and cuddle it, and that really brightened up my life. It was so wonderful. While I was in Berryhua, in the eco-village Bolana, I saw my first woodpecker. So in the morning, usually we would hear the woodpecker knocking at the side of the house, and it was quite annoying, I must say. But then I saw it in eating the bird seeds that mother left out for it, and that was the first time I saw a woodpecker. And I think it had a white belly and then 2 red stripes and then a black outside. That's how I remember it. But then it's kind of confusing because there were also these Russian birds that were red as well, and they were a lot smaller, so I know the difference between the two, but then it's, you know, it's just animals. Animals, sometimes it's kind of hard to distinguish when you're talking about it in words. Yeah. Okay. Now I should get on to something a little bit more interesting. I also see many dogs in Stockholm. I think there's significantly more than in Dunedin or something, because I can't even believe it. And crazy looking dogs. Not crazy as in, oh my gosh, I think he's gonna eat someone, but crazy as in, it's so unique. I don't think I've seen that before. When I went to my job interview, which I think went quite well, we were leaving the job, well, I was leaving the job interview, and then there was this lady with this dog, and it was taller than half her height. So, you know, so she's just walking along, and then there's your dog right up here. Oh, I couldn't even believe it. And I was like, whoa, look at that dog, it's so big. And the lady was kind of, I mean, she was a bit grumpy kind of looking, so she didn't even care, you know. Like, I would have really liked to have said hi to that dog, but that lady was not interested. But we went to some art gallery openings on last Thursday, and on the way there I saw this lady and this dog, and the top half of the dog was all fluffy and stuff, but then its bum and back area was all shaved away, as though, and it didn't look as though it had been done at a vet. It kind of looked as though it was Stockholm fashion or something. And then I was like, well, look at that dog. And Alex was like, that is really funny. But the lady kind of looked stressed out, so I was like, I'm not going to go up to her and ask if I can touch her dog, because she just looks all hurried and uncomfortable. So then, hey door, you know, she was off. And then 3 gallery openings later, she comes in with that same dog, and I was like, I said out loud, look, it's that dog again. And that lady's smiling because she recognizes us, and then she's like telling the dog in Swedish to like say hi to us, and I'm petting the dog, and the dog, oh, it was like meeting a friend, except we weren't friends. We probably wouldn't even like each other in real life. But it was really nice, because just what are the chances that she was going to go to that same gallery opening at the same time as us? There were so many galleries opening, exhibitions, lots of art, so much art. Oof. The next, okay, so now I've got 2 stories that happen on the train system, because the train system in Stockholm is a great way to meet new people, I have to say. We were getting on this train, and there was this big dog. Can't even remember what it looked like. That part's gone out of my head. But I sat near where that dog and its parents were, and then I think I petted it, and then the lady was really happy that I liked her dog, and then she said, "Yuck, du har en fin flickvän." Yeah, like, I don't know, she said something about like, oh, who's your nice new friend? Yuck, which is Jack in Swedish. So the dog's name was Jack, and she liked that he had a new friend, and I patted it, and it was a really positive experience for all of us, I think. the next story is slightly more exciting because then I try out my Swedish. Okay, so I see this husky looking dog, and I think to myself, that is the most beautiful dog I have ever seen in my life. And you guys have to know that I'm not really a dog person. I prefer cats. At least I think I do, but now I'm all kind of confused because I've seen so many beautiful dogs. But anyway, and we got on the train, and then I stood near this guy who had the husky dog with him, and then I asked Alex, how do you say excuse me in Swedish? And he says, ursäkta. And so then I go, ursäkta, du har världens måste finaste hund. And he says, tack, du har din svenska, like pretty good. Yeah. But what I said was, you have the world's most beautiful dog, except it's not the right way to say it in Swedish, which I know now, but I gave it a try. And it was so nice to talk to someone about how beautiful their dog was and to have an honest conversation with someone. That was nice. And then this other girl comes on the train, and then she's like standing near the guy with the dog, and then the dog starts sniffing her, and it's so embarrassing for everyone because she looks around like, what's going on? Like, is somebody like invading my personal space? But then it's a dog, and you can't like yell at a dog like, whoa, get out of my personal space. I feel uncomfortable because the dog's not gonna know. And then yeah, everybody stood around looking a bit awkward, because if it was a person smelling the lady, it would be completely out of bounds. Everybody would say no. But if it's a dog, what do you do? Yeah, so I think those are my top animal encounters so far. I feel pretty confident that there will be a lot more, because it's been so good. And you're probably thinking, that's a lot of stories about being on the train in Sweden, but I have a lot more. It's going to be great to tell you guys. Whew. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I hope everybody else is having a good time with seeing animals and stuff over your post-Christmas, post-New Year's time. Okay, hey door! Oh no, I can't even. Oh, now I have to wait for the mouse to come back on so that I can then turn the. Here we go.